Hey guys, what's up? Scottish Duck here once again. Right, we are on to the final collection video. I will be free after this. And we're ending on the Xbox 360. I gotta be honest guys, the Xbox 360, I don't say it enough. It's actually a fairly important console to me. I bought it like day one, and it was honestly like around the time I decided I wanted to start collecting games. That was really the console that was out at the time when I sort of like made that decision, you know? And I met so many of my like closest friends who I still talk to this day on Xbox Live, you know? And yeah, it was really just like a good time had, honestly. But something happened, I think most people will agree on this, something happened halfway through the generation. Microsoft were taking like different directions. They stopped giving a shit about exclusives that much, and they kind of focused on like getting like the best deals with popular multiplats, and Sony all of a sudden was coming out with all these great exclusives for PS3, and I totally just converted and didn't look back. You know, I was just like, oh fuck the 360, it's no doing anything good. And I would like, I remember I traded in a bunch of like multiplats and bought them again on PS3. So, yeah, there's definitely, and obviously I went for like 4 360s, that's a thing as well. But whatever, let's go through the games that I do still own. Right, first of all we have Alan Wake. This game took so long to come out. It's from the makers of Max Payne, and this is the special edition if you couldn't tell. And yeah, it was, I remember really digging this. You know, it was a fun little single-player adventure game. It wasn't really as survival horror-esque as I know I wanted it to be, and that was kind of the general consensus at the time. But it was fun. I think, isn't this now delisted from Steam, actually? Can you not buy this anymore on Steam? I don't remember, but yeah, that's that. That's that. Here we have Bayonetta. Fucking, what more is there to say about this, you know? Like, this fucking game's on everything now. I remember when this version came out, though, there was obviously a fair bit of controversy because the PS3 version was shit compared to this one. But, so I definitely was sure to buy it on 360 after hearing all that, because by this point I was quite fairly more of a PS3 guy. But yeah, I wasn't gonna do. I was sure to pick up this version anyway. Right. Here we have Condemned 2. Not as good as the first one. The first one was a launch title for the original Xbox 360. Original Xbox 360. Get through this video quick, Don. It's not as good as the first. A bit shit, if I'm honest. Here we have Sonic Unleashed. Am I right in saying that this game has actually aged quite well? The amount of people that I see talk about this game and look back on it like it was some sort of like really great classic is quite bizarre. I don't know if I'm just looking at the right comments and or whatever, but when this game came out, it got tanked by like reviews and stuff, and there are definitely flaws, but it was still, I like it. I really like this game. I really like Sonic Unleashed, I'm not gonna lie. I really hope it gets ported to modern consoles at some point. It would really benefit from like it's already in HD, but you know, 60 frames per second, all that shit. So yeah, Sonic Unleashed. I like it. It's good shit. Right. Fucking hell, look at this. Halo 4. Still wrapped in cellophane. How many years have I had this fucking thing? It's a bundle copy as well. But yeah, I never played it. Don't know why. I guess with that Master Chief Collection coming to Steam soon, I'll probably pick it up there and finally play Halo 4. Because I do remember hearing a lot of good stuff about it. But yeah, that's just never played it on the actual 360. Dead Rising. Here's some classic fucking Xbox 360 stuff right here. Now this did get ported to other consoles for sure, but at the beginning it was only on Xbox 360, and it was so good. It really was just like really next gen. I played for it so much, and yeah, it's a good one. It's a really good one. Phantasy Star Universe. I really love this game, okay? Big fan of Phantasy Star Online. And this game is very much the same sort of like single player approach where you're going through levels and you're just grinding a lot really, but it actually has a proper story with cutscenes and everything, you know? And just like Phantasy Star Online, I can't say I ever played it online, but it's still a good single player experience regardless. So yeah, I definitely give this one a thumbs up. I don't think Sega will ever release it or want to have anything to do with it again, because it did it didn't flop per se, but it didn't do as good as they wanted it to, I think. So, yeah. Phantasy Star Universe. I like it. I like it. Here's Tales of Vesperia. Recently just got re-released with a definitive edition, so this version's a bit obsolete now. This game was really rare at the time. Namco made like 4 copies of it or something, because you had to pay like, I remember seeing it for like 80 quid on the same year that it came out and stuff. So, quite glad to have that for sure. Even though, first time I played it, I actually wasn't that into it. I need to replay it. Maybe I'll need to get that fucking definitive edition eventually. Burnout Revenge. This was one of my like big online games. I went online and played this so much. It was so much fun, the Burnout games, you know. Shame we don't get any more of them, but yeah, it was so good. So good. Overlord, who remembers this one? This is like, you play as a bad guy and it's sort of like Pikmin-esque. And it was alright. I quite liked Overlord, you know. I don't know if I'd go back to it, but yeah, that's a thing. Right, oh god. Rise of Nightmares, the only Kinect game I own. Now, I have never owned a Kinect, but I remember when this game came out, okay, and it was made by Sega, so there was probably like a bit of bias there at the time. I remember when it came out, it actually had like a fairly decent following, you know? It got good reviews, it got some lot of bad reviews as well, but there were some definitely positive reviews out there, and I admired the fact that it was like a sort of like mature rated Kinect game, which was so like casual friendly at the time, and it actually made an attempt to be like a not on rails game, because all Kinect games were pretty much just on rails at the time, whereas in this game you could actually have free movement. Not to say that it worked all the time, but it tried, and I admired it for that. So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna get a copy of this. I didn't pay full price for it, but I did buy it new. Not that it matters, because I'm pretty sure it was a big flop anyway. But yeah, it's Rise of Nightmares. It's interesting, to say the least. Okay, here is, I may as well talk about these together. I know I have some more here. There was a bunch of like cave, like 2D shooters released on the 360. Here we have Donpachi Resurrection Deluxe Edition, and here is Akai Katana. I don't think I popped in either of these, if I'm honest, but you know, it's a shame because Cave is no longer with us. They made some really good like 2D bullet hell games, so they're nice to have. I think you can get them on Steam now anyway, to be fair. Okay. Perfect Dark Zero, a launch game for the 360, and one that I remember liking, you know? This game's not aged well. I say it's not aged well. People don't really say nice things about it, I should say. But I remember digging it. I definitely remember digging it. The original Bioshock, a game that's obviously quite accessible now. You can get it on PC, PS4, all that shit. And yeah, it's really good. It's really, really good. Street Fighter 4 was alright. I can't say I got that much into it. I have a special edition up there with like models of Ryu and C. Viper, to be fair, but yeah, I'm just Street Fighter 4. It was a thing, wasn't it? Here is Virtua Fighter 5. Virtua Fighter 5 was like a PS3 exclusive for like a short amount of time, not that long at all. Then they came out with this version and it added online, and suddenly the PS3 version was kind of obsolete, you know. But like most fighting games, it includes exclusive online mode. That's crazy. But like most fighting games, I just didn't get that much into it. And obviously this is Sega, so I'm mega biased. I'm waiting on Virtua Fighter 6, damn it. Where is that? But yeah, here's Virtua Fighter 5. Tomb Raider Legend. I played this game a fair bit. I like this game. This is probably my favourite Tomb Raider game, if I'm honest. I dug it. I really dug it. So, yeah. Lego Star Wars 2. I dug this as well, actually. I played this a fair bit, believe it or not. So, yeah, that's a thing. Oh, fuck. Call of Duty 4. If only we knew. If only we knew what was to come after the success of this game. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay. Here we go. Here's Death Smiles. This was also by Cave, and it's the one that I probably played the most. Not to say I played it like a shitload or whatever, but It's got like soundtrack CDs and stuff, and desktop accessory. I feel like I'm just opening this for the first time. But yeah, I probably did play this the most out of like the cave shooters, and it's fun. It's fun. It's just, again, it's just another. Most of cave shooters were fairly samey from the. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I know very little about it. Forget what I said. Forget what I said. Please don't come after me, cave fans. I'm sorry that they're gone. I really am. Saints Row. I adore this game as well. Like, this was obviously a massive Grand Theft Auto clone when it was released back in 2006. Held us over until Grand Theft Auto 4. But in my opinion, it's so much better than Grand Theft Auto 4. You know, I just had so much fun with this. And from this was the only Saints Row game I would say I loved. I liked 2, and by the time 3 came along, I was kind of like out of it. But yeah, Saints Row, it's good shit. Hour of Victory. I bought this when I was drunk. It's like less than £1 on eBay, because apparently this is one of the worst like games on the 360. And I remember downloading the demo and thinking, this isn't that bad, you know? And yeah, I've never proven it by playing the full game, so maybe one day I will have to pop this in just as a joke. But yeah, that's that. Dead or Alive 4, probably my biggest online game ever on the 360. I mean, again, I've talked about how I was already a fairly big Dead or Alive fan, but this is the best Dead or Alive game for sure. Put so many hours into this game, met so many friends. My mains were like Hayate. I think, yeah, Hayate was who I played the most. Not that I got like super good at it. I'm definitely wasn't competitive at all, but I did go with Hayate a lot. So yeah, Dead or Alive 4, fucking amazing game. Here is this is the case for Alan Wake that came with the collector's edition. So yeah, okay. Fair enough. Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts. Let's leave that at that. Gears of War, the first one, really good game. Yeah, the Gears of War series was a good time had. I have other ones here, but we'll get to those as we come. Halo Reach, the very last game made by Bungie. I think that the Master Chief Collection that's coming out on Steam is actually going to be adding this game too, because you don't actually play as a Master Chief in this one. It's the prequel to the game. So, yeah, I know that much about Halo lore, I suppose, but yeah, so Halo Reach, it's good, it was good. Crackdown. I think we're all still talking about Crackdown 3 and how much of a disappointment it is. Really, this was the only good Crackdown game, but it made such an impact. You know, people still actually... The fact that folk could still get hyped about Crackdown today is crazy. And I remember it all started because it actually just came with the Halo 3 multiplayer beta. The fucking sticker is still there. That was the only reason this game did as well as it did. Little did they know that folk would just, like, fall the fucking love with it. So, yeah, Crackdown. Really fun game. Really fun. Soul Calibur 4, I remember trying to like get into this game as much as Dead or Alive 4, and I did put a fair bit into it, but nowhere near as much as Dead or Alive 4, but still, it was a good game, 360 version came with Yoda. Here is Fable 2, pass. Here is a Risen, pass. Here is Resident Evil 5. Now, in hindsight, I think I've said this before already, but in hindsight, Resident Evil 5 was actually a pretty good game. It wasn't the best Resident Evil game, but it was a pretty good game, you know, and I can only say that because we went through, like, Resident Evil 6, you know, when Resident Evil 6 happened, you would look back at this and think, okay, we didn't have it that bad back then, which is, shows you the power of perspective, I suppose, but yeah, Resident Evil 5 was a good game. Lost Odyssey. I have never beaten Lost Odyssey, and I've always felt bad about that. I've always regretted it. I don't know what happened. I got all the way up to disc 4, because yes, it came with multiple discs, and I just stopped. I don't know why I just stopped, okay? And it drives me mental every time I think about this game, because it was so good otherwise, you know? It was by... fuck, why am I drawing a blank on his name? Hironobu Sakaguchi, there we go, it was on the back there. Hironobu Sakaguchi, the Final Fantasy guy, made this game, and so many people love it, and it made me, there was definitely bits where I teared up at this game. It got that emotional with the story and stuff, so it was just as good as anything you would get in, like, old school RPGs. Microsoft really pushed the JRPG on the 360. They were really trying to, like, tap into that Japanese market. I think that's actually what happened partway through the generation. They stopped giving a shit about Japan and just focused on Europe and America, and that's why they kind of dwindled a bit. Obviously there were other factors, but they stopped making games that were kind of appealing to that sort of market. So, yeah. But this was, I think this might have been the peak for the JRPG of the 360. Maybe. We'll see what else we have here. Viva Pinata. Holy shit, I put so much time into this. This is actually a really good game. Not gonna lie. It was the only one I did play. They did come out with a few because Microsoft did push it quite a bit. There was like the cartoon and all that. You can actually download episodes of the cartoon on your 360 and watch them, which I always thought was quite cool. But yeah, I hate this case though. I've had this case for more than 10 years and it's fucking sticks out on the shelf and it's shit and I don't like it. But yeah, there you go, Viva Pinata. Gears of War 2. I think this one's better than Gears of War 1. Yeah, it definitely is actually. So yeah, it was good. Bullet Witch, this is on Steam now, and it was a fucking bizarre game. So bad it's good game? Is that fair to say? I don't know, but I liked it. It was like, yeah, I'd play it again. Oh shit. Prey. This was like... See, I'm not even sure what the, like, development history behind Prey and all that is, and I know it has, like, a really deep history. So, fuck talking about that, I'm just going to talk about this game itself. This game is really good, okay? I put a lot of time into it, I highly recommend it. Shame we're not getting any sort of re-release of it. I don't know why, but much better than that Prey that came out, like, last year. I didn't really dig that one that much. Okay. Cameo Elements of Power, my very first 360 game. Obviously, I was going to pick up the sort of, like, platformer-esque game by Rare when the 360 first came out. And, yeah, it's, I remember liking it an awful lot. It was like, such a, compared to how the 360 would go on to from here though, it was like such a bizarre game as well, you know, very Rare-esque for sure. It's a shame Cameo never went anywhere after this. But oh well, there you go. Gears of War 3, I actually not popped this in yet. So, can't really say anything there. Here it is. Here's Big 10 for Halo 3. Do I really have to say much about it? It's here. I own it, and yeah, it's fucking Halo 3. Right. Blue Dragon. This was like the JRPG for the 360 that I was probably the most excited for, and I played it. It was also by Mistwalker and Hironobu Sakaguchi, but definitely wasn't as good as Lost Odyssey. The story is very meh. The combat is like not that fun. I don't hate it. I definitely don't hate it. There are bits of it I do like, but Lost Odyssey's better. So yeah. Infinite Undiscovery. This is probably where this and do I own it actually? No, I don't. This and The Last Remnant were kind of like Square Enix's attempts at JRPGs in the 360 that just fell flat. You know, you could just tell they made them because they needed some Final Fantasy 13 money, basically. Because it really was not that fun, and there was a lot of, like, iffiness about it, and, yeah, I can't recommend this one, so, yeah. Metro 2033, it's really good. It's really good. I've not played any other Metro game, but I enjoyed this. Okay, here we have some Forza games. These are the only Forza games I have, Forza 3 and Forza 2. And I like these. Yeah, I pop these in and play them for a good bit, you know. They're fun. They're not the sorry games I would normally play, but, you know, I can credit where credit is due. And here is Splinter Cell Conviction. Now, actually, I don't own Splinter Cell Double Agent, do I? Where did that go? Because Splinter Cell Double Agent, was more of a follow-up to the trilogy on the original Xbox and was really good. Whereas this one was kind of like a perfect representation of where the 360 was going at the time, because it was way more action-packed and stuff, and wasn't as stealth-focused, and, you know, Sam Fisher doesn't even have his iconic, like, three-dot goggle things, you know, that's not a thing anymore in this game, so, yeah, it wasn't that good, but it's here, so Split Self-Conviction. And the last game, and I'm actually ending on somewhat of a high note, because this is one of my favourite 360 games, and, yeah, definitely a cult game, in more ways than one, Deadly Premonition. Fucking, this game's so good. This game, I had so much fun with this game. Something that I'm never going to forget for sure. And you can play it on PC and PS3 now, but the PC version's a bit shit. And the PS3 version, I remember just buying that, playing it, and it would run really bad. Not that this ran flawlessly, to be fair, but it felt a lot better. So, yeah, this is 360 is probably my preferred way to play it. Deadly Premonition. Oh shit. I literally just looked to the side. I forgot I had this. I have Guitar Hero 2 for the 360. Thank fuck I happened to look over for there. But yeah, this is a game that I own for the 360, right? So, yeah. I guess I've ended on that now. Okay, so, yeah. We're done. That's all my games. We can get back to normal fucking collection updates from here. So, yeah. Hope you enjoyed this. Maybe I'll redo this in like another 10 years or something. I don't know. But see you after, guys. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.